Used to be what?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
My phone.
All right. All right. So, okay, we are learning. We learn Likutei Halachot. Hashachar, Hashachar. We're holding in the middle of Sif Chavzai. That essentially Yaakov Avinu wanted, before he was Mistalik, he wanted to reveal the end, and the Shekhinah went away from him. So he thought maybe some of his children were, not the way they're supposed to be. He says, no, Chalila, this is Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Same way our heart is one, and your heart is, like in your heart is in our heart. So Yaakov says, in other words, he understood that the reason why he cannot reveal the Geula, because the Geula is not coming, is because there is a Kedusha that is inside the very depth of the Tum'ah, of the Sitracha, and every time we do something that we need not to do, we are dumping more Kedusha in those abyss, which eventually we have to take out, whether in this world or in the next. I mean, there's no, you can't eat the cake and have it too. In Olam Haba, Hashem Elachem, it's kafakela. In this world, it's davening specifically, as we said, especially saying the korbanot. This is where you go in all these places and you elevate the kedusha. So Moshe Rabbeinu said only Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. B'Osher K'vod Malchut L'Olam Vared. He kept although no trumpets. He kept it as a secret. I said, no trumpets. You're allowed to blow the nose, but not play a trombone. So this Moshe Rabbeinu did not reveal. So he says, that's the reason why you say quietly. Mashal Bas Melech, this is a parable of a princess that she heard, that she smelled the spices that are used to make a stew, to make a simple people's stew kind of thing. This is the smell of the kedushot, of the holy sparks that fell, and they are extremely far, and they are laid in extremely perverse places and dirty places. Toima, if you'll say, hey, the princess wants a little bit of the falafel, yesh lagnai, it's humiliating for her. Because the kedushot are laying where they are. Lo zoima, if you're not going to say, yesh la tzar, she has sorrow, she's suffering from them because there's a craving for them. Afal pichin, kol shikos aleim, the entire longing of the Shekhinah is to these neshamas that are lost wherever it is they are. Even in the place where they are, their smell is incredible. Okay, so the Moshe continues. So what happened is that her slaves, her servants, brought it shtilahait, outside of the of meal hours. They sneaked it into her room. They started bringing her, quietly. Moshe saw that by being the car of the Erev Rav, these are the nations that came out of Egypt with Am Yisrael. It's before the time. He says, Kodesh Baruch Hu told them, go down, descend from your Kedusha, because that nation which you took out of Mitzrayim, has stunk up the joint. עד שהוכח להסתלק על זה, עד כדי כך that Moshe Rabbeinu actually had to pass away because of that. That's the main reason why Moshe Rabbeinu had to pass away. והתפשטותי, and the spread out of Moshe Rabbeinu בכל דור ודור, and every generation till Mashiach will come, לתקן זאת, in order to rectify this, in order to fix this. כמובן, אז בזוהר הקודש, the Zohar says it, ותיקונים ראיה מהמנה, in a few places. וזה בעצמו ענייננו. It's exactly this Indian, this principle, שכל הדרוש הזה סובב עליו. And this entire חידוש that we are learning, now the Ilchas Bircot Hashachar, Halacha Hey, is roving around that. שהוא מה שגילה, אדוננו, מורנו ורבנו ז"ל, את רבנו revealed, שמוישה עומד בין שמד לרוצן, that Moshe Rabbeinu is standing between shmad, which is oblivion, and rotzen, which is favor, לעשות גרים, in order to create גרים, to create converts, לעלויסם משמד לרוצן, to elevate them from oblivion to רוצן. כי אף על פי שלא גמר בשלמש כרצונו בחייו, even though Moshe Rabbeinu did not finish the job while he was still alive, and he was actually forced to pass away because of that, because it wasn't time yet. But how fortunate is the portion of Moshe Rabbeinu that he passed away on Shabbos Vamincha in the time of the favor of favors, the primordial will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is how he will B'ezrat Hashem finish to elevate all the Gerim. That's the reason why he didn't want to say he didn't want to say it דווקא בתורה שנכתב, כי ראה והבין שצריכים להעלים הסוד הזה, because he saw and he understood you have to conceal that particular secret of Baruch Shem Kvod Malchus Olam Va'ed, which is what? Which is to elevate the fallen kedushot, the fallen sparks of holiness, v'lasos gerim, and to create gerim. Because what happens when you elevate the holiness? Right now they are in the places where they are. But when you elevate them, you go away. There's a story about, after Europe, after the Second World War, there were literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of children, of Jewish children all over. They were basically almost like wild animals. Nobody knew who they are. They didn't know who they were. It's just like, and many of the children were put in monasteries, because the priests saw an opportunity, to take the Jewish children and to make them Christians. So this rabbi, he used to go around from one monastery to the next, to where the children were, and he used to tell the priests, that he's looking for the Jewish children. I mean, how can you possibly tell the Jewish children? The priests over there, most of them didn't know who, what, and why. Not necessarily, and everybody knew about the Holocaust. Everybody, was more easy on. Yeah. So this, go look. I mean, how can you tell? I mean, there's no documents, there's no nothing. So he used to say Shema Yisrael. He used to say where the kids were. He got all the kids together. He used to put their hands on his eyes. He used to say Shema Yisrael, because the Jewish kids, their mothers would say with them Shema, before they went to sleep.
Who's the Pleasantburg?
I don't know who. No, I don't think so. I don't know, but I don't know who it was. I don't know. It might be. I don't know. So you see that Shema Yisrael, B'Oshem Kvod Malchus, is the thing that pulls out the fallen kedusha that fell into the tum'ah and elevate them out, because that's the thing that is always holds the Jewish nation together. So this is the aim of elevating the sparks of holiness from the tum'ah and make gerim. Because erev Rav, so what was the problem with the Erev Rav? Why didn't the Erev Rav work? I mean, Moshe Rabbeinu, knew what he was doing. Why did he take them out? And it was before time. Erev Rav and B'chinas Isur Chometz. The Erev Rav is like Chometz. In its right time, you bring in Shavuos, you bring Shnei Alechem, you bring the Korban Dafka from Chometz. But during Pesach, during Seder Mitzrayim, the Chometz is totally forbidden. The Erev Rav is the in of Isur Chometz. As the Zohar Kodesh says, Vayar Ha'am ki bo shesh Moshe, da'afreshu ben shesh l'sheva. It says, what is, it says, they made a mistake between 6 and 7, because the 6th hour of the day is around noontime. When you divide the day into 12 hours, so the 6th hour of the day is midday. When between, the Alois Hashachar and Tzesek Choven, the dawn and when the stars come out. So the midpoint, divide that into 12. The 6th hour is, is in the middle. Now, the 6th hour is up to what we call 12, kiviyachol, midday, and the 7th hour is adjacent right to it, next to it, the next one. That's the hardest time to tell, between the 6th and the 7th hour. If you don't have a watch, it's the hardest time to tell is between the 6th and the 7th hour, especially, in those days. Let's say that they used the sun to tell the hour, and there was an overcast day. So that was a time, so between, the 5th hour and the 8th hour, whatever, okay, the sun is here, and then the sun is here. But 6 and 7 is like, it's very difficult to tell. So this says, Kiboshesh, because they made a mistake. Moshe Rabbeinu was supposed to come at 6, and he came, and instead he came on the 7th. They made a mistake between the 6th and the 7th. It says that they made a mistake between 6 and 7, as the Torah alludes to. And they baked the dough, ugois matzos, a matzos cake, kilo chometz, because it did not rise. Kigosho Mitzrayim, because they were expelled from Mitzrayim. V'gam erev rav ala itam, and also a lot of different smorgasbord of nations came up with them. That's the reason why they say it why? This is a totally mysterious and concealed secret, and you cannot say it out loud entire year long, except Yom Kippurim. So why? So it won't have to be mekatreg. We say when there's chametz, chametz is a tremendous kitro. So what chometz is for Pesach, the Erev Rav is for the whole year long. So that's why, but it's not awesome much like it was on chometz in Pesach, b'mashu. So you say it quietly. It's a big sod. As Chazal said in Volume 1, but kol echod tzich ledaber b'nafsho. Each one, a person needs to be absolutely convinced and certain of this fact. שבוודאי כמו השם יזבח בצדיק האמיתים שלהם, בוודאי הקדוש ברוך הוא ישתבח שמו, will finish what he wants perfectly, completely, and the tzadikim amitiyim will finish theirs. ויעלו הכל, they will elevate everything. ויגאלו ויפרסמו שם כבוד מלכוסוי, and they will reveal and advertise the name of the honor of the kingship of the kingdom of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it will be blessed, it'll be canonized La'olam Va'ed, which means it'll be blessed by us. Vayen Likutei La'arizal. Pashas Boy, Apostle Kadesh Likol B'chol. When Likutei Arizal says in Pashas Boy, on that particular pasuk of sanctify to me every firstborn, uvad sham shebgam ha'erev rav, Arizal says that the damage that was caused by the erev rav haya b'daled rabatin echad. in the big Dalet of Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. That Dalet, the last Dalet, this is where the damage was. Shem Sham Shosham Elyon, because this is ultimately this is their root. How can you possibly lift the Erev Lam? How can you lift? How can you go into the Tumah and elevate the Kedushas that is there? It's a tremendously concealed secret. As Rabbeinu says in teaching Yud Beis in the second Chelek, that the kavod of a Ma'amar Sasson, that the honor of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that is the root of the Ma'amar of the concealed saying of the Bria, that's the first one, is totally concealed. Why? Because that's where all the lowliest places get their sustenance. You know, because from the overt sources, they cannot receive. Because the klal, kvoidi la'acher lo eten, you know, my honor I shall not give to another. You cannot give a kodesh baruch hu in batei zarah. So how can they sustain themselves? Everything needs a kodesh baruch hu to exist. So they get from the very, very top. That's the daled rabati de'echad. That's particular nekuda. The pgam chometz. If you reveal it, you know, it's all this the pgam of chometz. Or the istalkus Moshe b'rava de Rabin, and through the passing of Moshe b'rava de Rabin in the will of wills, in that particular exalted bechina, he fixes it. Because he's dealing with elevating from shmad, from oblivion, to rotzon, to favor. To come and make converts. And look deeply into all this to connect it and making all one. And look at in the Heilige Zohar, in many places they speak about it, and the main thing that you get out of everything that we're saying is Eitzes Amitius, is true Eitzes, true advice to strengthen yourself always with the koach of the true tzaddikim, which is B'chinas Moshe Kanal. That even if you find yourself wherever you find yourself, which is B'chinas Erev Rav, B'chinas Kedusha Nefulas, doing Hashem Yirachem, to trust that the koach of Moshe, the koach of the tzaddikim amitim, bevadai, everything will be elevated. And Rabbeinu said, you know, he says, you cannot do, you cannot without me, and I cannot without you. And as long as you want, as long as you yearn for your tikkun, the tzaddik has a koach to elevate you from wherever you are, masaken you, or bring you to exactly where you need to be. This is, you know, if Moshe is standing, you know, the gatekeeper between shmad and oblivion and favor, and will elevate you from oblivion, no matter where you are, as long as you don't give up, as long as you keep on at it, it will bring you to where you need to be brought. Okay, B'ezrat Hashem, we will continue Zinti.